everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tamlyn and this is Sewn on the Tyne, and I'm here today with part 3 of the Stevie sew along. First of all, I just want to say sorry for the length of time it's taken to get the next part up. Life got in the way, and if I'm completely honest, I've been having a bit of a down couple of weeks. Stress at work, pressure, just not feeling great. Life gets in the way sometimes. I actually filmed this introduction a few days ago and watched it back, and I just was not happy with how I came across. You could just tell in my voice that I wasn't feeling great, so I decided to refilm it. So here I am. So part 3 of the Stevie sew along is coming right up. What I'm wearing is my Green Line Studio Linden sweatshirt in my lovely cat glow-in-the-dark jersey from Fabric Magpie. I'll probably take this off soon because it's quite warm. So in the last Stevie sew along video we were talking about fabric choice. We were getting our fabric prepared, washing it, hanging it to dry, and we were ready to go. So I've now ironed my fabric and it is ready. So remember, I'm using this lovely geometric print viscose, which First of Fabrics kindly let me choose for this sew along. So that's what I'm going to be using. If you have made many garments that have patterned fabric, you will know that pattern matching along the side seams or the sleeves can be something that you might like to do. However, I feel like because this is such a small, like, repeated pattern, I don't really need to pattern match because I can't be bothered. I'm going to just not pattern match this. I think it will be more faff than is necessary. No pattern matching for me today. You need to decide which version you're going to make before you go and cut out your pattern pieces. If you are making the version with the tie at the back, obviously you need to cut out that pattern piece. You need all of the other pieces other than the pocket. So the pocket is optional if you want to add it or don't. I'm not going to add it to mine, so therefore I don't need that pattern piece. So the facing pieces for the front and the back neckline can be made out of the same fabric as the rest of your garment, but they don't need to be. It's often a way that you can save on fabric or use up some scraps that you've already got, or perhaps make your garment out of less fabric than is required by changing the fabric that you use for the facings. So you just want to make sure that it's of a similar or the same content, so you don't want to be using a denim facing for a viscose garment, for example. It needs to be a similar weight, a similar type of fabric. Also, you want to make sure that it's not too different in colour. So if you've got a really light colour for your Stevie, you don't then want to use a really dark colour for your facing because it may show through. I think I'm just going to use the fabric that I'm making my garment from because I've got enough. So I'm making the dress version, so that means that my front bodice and back bodice pieces are going to be cut out to the dress length, but obviously if you're making the top length, just remember to cut or trace off your pattern to that length. So yeah, we are going to go and cut out. Now I'm going to cut out on my living room floor with my cutting mat. I'm going to take my rotary cutter and I'm making sure it's got a nice fresh blade in it, because if it starts to struggle through the fabric, which it did on my last garment that I cut out, I know it's time for a fresh blade. I'm going to use pattern weights. I'm going to take my pins just in case. I don't think I will use them, but I'll take them. Clips. I'm also going to take my fabric scissors. Let's get going. Let's go and cut out our Stevie. Just remembered that I've forgotten to mention something. So the Stevie doesn't come with pockets, as in pockets that you can put your hands into, but I'm going to add them into this one. So the way I'm going to do that is just by taking a pattern piece from another garment. So I've got the pocket piece from the Nina Lee South Bank sweater, and I'm just going to cut out 4 of those, and then when it comes to it in the sew along, I will show you how to insert those pockets. If you want to do the same, you can take an existing pocket piece from another garment, or it's a very simple shape really. Not tricky, so just a straight edge here and then your curve to fit your hand in, so you can easily make yourself a pattern piece if you want to add pockets into yours. So I'm just smoothing out my fabric on my cutting mat. I've decided to just fold the fabric in half, and sometimes I do fold the fabric self edges into the middle, but this time I've just decided to fold it in half, and I'm placing my first pattern piece on the fold, smoothing that out. Ziggy's supervising, obviously. And then I'm using my wonder clips to clip the pattern piece to the fold of the fabric. Just all the time making sure that that's smooth underneath, there's no creases. I love using the wonder clips to clip on the fold. I find it really easy and helpful. And here are my favourite pattern weights that I've mentioned many times on my channel. So I'm using the Foxglove and Field real pattern weights, and they come in a pack of 6 and they are deceptively heavy for their size, but I absolutely love them, they're my favourite. So I've used those to just keep the pattern piece and the fabric weighted down, ready for cutting out. So I'm using my rotary cutter to cut out this piece. Also using my hand to steady the fabric as well. And for this bit I did actually use my fabric scissors because this piece was too long for my cutting mat, so I just had to cut along the bottom with my fabric scissors. I love the design of this fabric. I'm just watching it now and I absolutely love it. There's the cat's playpen in the background. And then back to my rotary cutter. Just making sure that's weighted down. And now I'm just snipping into each of the notches as marked on the pattern, because these will help us to match up when we come to sewing. So I just snip into these with my scissors, or I sometimes also use a rotary cutter, as I am here. And then I also, although it doesn't say to do this on the pattern, but I do this every time. Oh, hi Ziggy. I snip a little bit with my fabric scissors into the fold at the top and at the bottom, just like this. And that just helps with matching up again and knowing where the centre is. And there we go, first piece cut out. And then I'm just cutting out the rest of my pieces with company from the cats. So there we go, we have now cut out our Stevie. Excuse the ironing board and iron that has just appeared behind me. I've been doing a little bit of sewing while Sam's been editing. So yeah, we've got our Stevie cut out, and in the next video we will be sewing. Hooray! Just before I go, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who has been in touch to say that they're joining in with the sew along. I know a couple of people have already made their Stevies because they were just too keen, but that's absolutely fine. I'm looking forward to getting sewing very soon so I can get wearing my lovely Stevie. Thank you very much for watching. I do just want to say a huge thank you to my husband Sam, because how amazing is his editing skills? Like, seriously, it baffles me. Absolutely baffles me. So yeah, thank you, Sam. I sound like the ladies from Love to Sew then. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, thank you, and thank you for watching. If you haven't already, I'd love you to subscribe and like the video if you did, and I'll see you next time. Happy sewing. Bye. So the facing and the... so there.